Hello and welcome to the Making Out Fun podcast, populated by two idiots who talk about pop culture things or TV and stuff. And Keith will find somehow one way of weaving Star Wars into the conversation because he always does.
Well,
I've noticed that.
hang on. The Mandalorian is back this week. I mean,
I didn't watch.
There is
I didn't watch it, unfortunately.
Well, you're not missing much. There was one cool thing. But you didn't miss much. But yes, I do somehow manage to weave Star Wars in, and if not, Star Trek.
But Star Trek is this week's topic because we have two Star Trekky things to talk about.
We do.
And then we've got the bastardization of Peter Pan, and you've got an email you want to talk about.
I do. Do
you want to talk about your email first to get it off your chest? Because I've got a feeling.
I got an email yesterday and I thought it was fake until I switched on this morning on YouTube and saw several YouTubers got exactly the same thing. About 6 months ago, I wrote a review of Rings of Power and I was polite. I don't swear. I had watched Rings of Power via Amazon, or at least the first few episodes I had. So when I wrote the review, I had watched on it. I was not rude. I was not derogatory. There was no way in fucking sheer buggery I was outside of their guidelines, right? I'd watched the show. I'd seen the show. I said, I liked seeing Numenor. I liked some of the special effects. I think the writing's poor. I think that the music choices were weird and the facial expressions of Galadriel in certain things were just off, right? That's what I said. In that language. I got an email yesterday. This is 6 months, people. 6 months after I wrote the review. To be outside our guidelines in order to help customers make.
Excuse me. Oh, Keith. Oh,
yes. Have I got?
You derped then for a second.
I derped.
I sneezed and killed the internet. I can say it's you because your signal's dropping.
Okay. We encourage them to review the product and information related to it. However, posts which violate our guidelines or conditions of use will be removed. If this continues, we will remove your community privileges from your account in accordance with our conditions of use. Please take a look at our guidelines. Click on the link. It goes nowhere. It goes 404. Which is, I thought, okay, this is a dodgy email. I won't think anything else of it. Except it wasn't. Because hundreds of people have received this email, which means that Amazon have been removing reviews. Now, my review did not violate your guidelines. I know it didn't because I wrote it well. It was not derogatory. I used no derogatory or offensive language. I simply said what I thought. I did not like your show because it was shit. I didn't say that in the review, but I can say that here. It was utter fucking garbage written by a 5-year-old. But let's not go there. I didn't say that in the review. I was not that derogatory. But they've removed the review. This is disingenuous, Amazon. So fuck you. I'm cancelling my bloody... As soon as Picard Season 3 is ended, because I will give Picard Season 3 the viewing figures that it deserves. Fuck you, Amazon.
Okay.
It's just... They've done it to hundreds of people. 6 months. The review had been published. Right? So at some point, it met your fucking community guidelines. 6 months afterwards, you went, oh shit, everybody hates it. We need more people to watch it. We don't need all this negativity. So we removed all these comments. It's just utter garbage.
Okay, I'm just checking because maybe their financial statements are due in April. And when they say, no, it was received well, they need to have all the things in line to say it was received well, so they're telling the truth at the time.
What they're doing now is they're hiding, but they've clearly probably changed their guidelines that you can't leave negative reviews, or you can't leave negative reviews of women, or I don't know what. Essentially now, don't trust Amazon's review. I won't buy anything from Amazon now. I won't.
Right. So Belford. Right. So Cockney rhyming slang. That's what Cockney rhyming slang was invented for, was to outwit the police. Yeah. So they could talk in public about things and the police have no idea. Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to the Kermit. Yeah. You know what I'm doing there, don't you, Keith?
Go to the Kermit.
Kermit the Frog Bog. I'm going to the toilet.
But yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
So it's we have to invent some kind of language, some internet Cockney, I think, or internet pig Latin or something.
I posted on Facebook and various other social medias, and it's been retweeted and reshared a few times. I want it out there. I know that Az over at Heels versus Babyface made a video. Several other YouTubers have made videos on this. This is false advertising. This is using your review section, which is meant to be unbiased, which you claim in your terms and conditions, that we are allowed to leave negative reviews if you don't know, as long as they are not derogatory or offensive, which my review was not. You have to have bought the product, fair enough. You have to have viewed the program. I did. If you look at my account, it will show you I watched the first 5 episodes, after which I did not.
Did you sign it off, Sir Fucking Die?
No. I said I won't be watching any further. This is not for me. I wasn't
Clearly you don't want my
derogatory.
custom.
Yeah, I wasn't derogatory, but I've seen examples of reviews people left where they're going, look, how is this outside their they've even gone through the terms and guidelines, and in no way does it breach their terms and guidelines at the time of publish. What Amazon are doing, and it went up from like 2.5 stars to 3.5 now, and they're doing what other companies have been done, where they've used Rotten Tomatoes to falsify reviews. Look, I can understand protecting yourself against review bombing. I can see an argument there where people will leave reviews without watching the show. Okay, you can remove those reviews. I watched the first 5 episodes. And what's more, they don't give you any detail as to why they removed it. Again, disingenuous, dishonest. You ask us to trust these companies. I don't trust Amazon one fucking bit. Right? These tech companies, they are just, fuck them. And seriously, I mean, I'm done with Amazon now. I am well and truly done. Any show that you put out, I'll pirate.
See, the thing with Amazon, I'm trying to move away from for shopping stuff.
Yep.
Because the amount of damage it's just done to the high street and local shops. And it's weird because ironically, I use Google to review local businesses so they stick out more. And I think a feeling of decoupling, I think it's a polite way of saying it, from Amazon might be required.
I'm done with Prime. As I said, if there is a show on Amazon, I will sell the 7 Seas for it, and I don't give a shit. I'm telling you now, I will not watch it on Prime. I just, even the excellent what's its face, I'll download it. I'm sorry, I am not watching it on Prime. This is so dishonest and so disingenuous. It is incredibly poor behavior. It is lying, it's deceitful, and they are acting like a bunch of assholes. And they made a shit show. They spent a lot of money on it. They were idiotic enough to employ people that were clearly morons, and clearly shouldn't be in charge of a multi-billion-dollar project. No. I am done with Amazon. I will no longer buy anything from you. I don't care how cheap it is. I will not buy it from you. I am done. Sorry.
It's funny because my echo went off then.
Sorry. I know. Right. I've got Alexas as well. That's the problem I have, and I use them a lot. But I'm seriously tempted to switch to Google Homes, even though I know they're terrible.
Yeah,
I'm done with you.
Yeah, sorry. Wilfer looks like he's trying to do what I do and not spend, because I still spend money with them, but not spend anything with them.
Unlike stupid boycotts of Harry Potter, even though it's the wokest game on the planet, right?
Yeah, it is.
This boycott I intend to actually do, and it means something, unlike stupid ones. So anyway, let's talk about something better. What do we want to talk about?
Do you want to talk about some good news first?
Yes, good news. No, Good news.
Good news. Star Trek Discovery's been cancelled.
Fucking finally.
Little...
It only took you 5 seasons to realize you had a steaming pile of turd. I wonder if Picard season 3 had anything to do with that.
No, I don't think I have. I don't think it was that. I think it was all to do with what's his them just trying to find, because I think Paramount, I think they've run out of money. Yeah.
Yes.
Get what go
Yeah.
broke. It's we're fucking broke, and we're really broke, and it's still broke, and this isn't helping us make any money. Why are we spending money on this? So let me just find somewhere.
But I mean, we'll talk about Picard season 3, but this is why you have to watch it. I know, and I'm, when we get into the review, I've got some theories, because I want to slightly agree with something Biffa said last week, but I am so happy Discovery's done with. I mean, it's a pile of steaming shit. It effectively ruined Star Trek for me. It nearly ruined Picard season 3 for me. I realized how traumatized I am from it. Again, I'm glad that we don't have Paramount Plus. I wouldn't be watching things on Paramount Plus. The only reason I'm sticking with Amazon is to give Picard the viewing figures, because I want them to make Trek like that. That wasn't very expensive, and yet it's better than anything they've put out in ages. But yeah, I mean, what fantastic news.
Doomcock.
He's an idiot. Don't listen to him. The guy Doomcock is a complete moron. His sources are 4chan.
Sometimes I think he gets sold a false bill of goods. I don't think he's I don't think anything nasty of him. I do think that he's kind of. You can quote me. I had this conversation with another YouTuber where I turned around and said he kind of got pushed down a route, and all his traffic was coming for the same route, so he just kept on following that route.
I've always disliked him. I've never really liked him. I found him to always be a bit aggressive. I mean, I know what's his face, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is a bit like that, but actually, Jeremy does have this caring side that redeems him. But I've never liked Doomcock. I don't like anyone that hides behind a mask. All right, I don't.
Fucking J. Jonah Jameson.
No, I don't. I don't like anyone. Put your name out there. If you're going to say this, put your name out there. And digging yourself a hole in and criticizing Picard season 3 without watching it, because he didn't watch House of the Dragon either, and he was sitting there saying it's the same shit, and it wasn't. Right? And these sources are 4chan. Some bloody idiot Kowalski or whatever his name was, who was an idiot on YouTube, proved that. Showed where these sources were coming from. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's on the wrong side of this. He's been on the wrong side of House of Dragon. He's criticizing and calling and being quite nasty to what's his face? The what's his face dude? James why am I forgetting? I'm having a name burner. The guy that saw all 10 episodes, then gave it to everyone else.
Well, Dave Cullen?
No, the other guy.
Oh, Burnett?
Yeah, Burnett. Yeah, he's been really quite vicious on Twitter to him, calling him a shill, calling him and all that. And that guy's not a shill. And for that alone, fuck off, Doomcock. Sorry.
Okay.
Just
all right.
Fuck off.
All right. It's just... what do you call it? It has ended. I know it has, because they're doing one more season, 2024. It's gone. Sonequa Martin Green says that they pushed boundaries which they didn't push. They did new things which they didn't do. They did this, that, the other, with all stuff that they haven't done, but just ruin the thing. I was watching an interview with Brian Cranston, and he turns around and he says that when you do comedy, you're not allowed to think of it as comedy. Yeah, you're not allowed to laugh with it or anything. You need to just perform it and get through it. Yeah, and because if they see that you're suppressing a laugh or something, you'll laugh. Yeah, you're more likely to laugh. If you're laughing, then you're doing the work for the audience. Yeah. So when it comes to like emotional things, yeah, if you see someone holding back tears, yeah, that's going to more likely to make you cry, because you're having to do the work that's missing. And it was like a great thing. And if you've watched Star Trek Discovery, they're always bawling their eyes out of something. I stubbed my toe on the fucking console. Oh no, it's the end of the world. The one that got me, and it still gets me right. So let's have a look. My relationship with Star Trek Discovery was episode 1, first scene I had a problem with. Do you remember that? First scene, that on that desert planet, yeah, and she's walking around, she does the big Star Trek logo, and it's fucking pointless. Yeah. Absolutely pointless. They know where you are. Your communicator shows you up stronger than that would do. If there's cloud cover, they ain't seeing that. And they don't have the sensors looking down and all these other things. Yeah, that was the bit that I think I showed Nigel it. Nigel came round. He was like, Nigel, I need to show you this now. And I sat him down. I went, look at this. It's bullshit. That was the first scene. The first scene, I didn't like it.
We tried to persevere with it, and it just did progressively get worse.
I was like, I want, you don't entirely come from somewhere negative, yeah. You want things to be good, yeah. And it was just, oh my god, it was just crap.
What
got me is Michael Burnham is a villain.
Yes, and an idiot.
She's evil, and she's celebrated.
I'm fed up with her being pictured next to all the other great captains. She has not earned that. She has not earned that in any form. The character, I'm not talking about the actress. I am talking, the character has not earned that. That character has not earned the right to stand next to, any of those captains. And it pisses me off. I'm done. I was done last week. I mean, something broke in me last week. But the thing is, I like the characters, a lot of the characters from Strange New Worlds. The writing is bad, but I liked the format of like an episode a week. I like the characters. I think Anson Mount is incredibly charismatic. I even quite like the lesbian character. I think written well, she would be good. All of those characters could be good written well. The problem is
Keith's internet is copping out.
Yeah, my internet's been it's getting strange packet loss every few. I've rebooted. I don't know, something going on. But as I was saying, I give the whole lot to Terry Matalas. Get him to bring in competent writers. Strange New Worlds could do well. Make the set smaller because the set designers is fucking ridiculous. It's a starship. It's meant to be like a submarine, not a goddamn luxury cruise liner.
Well, they're saying that the Enterprise D was a bit like a Marriott hotel.
It wasn't.
It had that wood panel finishing on that bar around the top.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It was nice in that respect, but you're still getting like Picard's quarters were not, bloody Pike's kitchen is bigger than Picard's quarters.
Just the other thing too is the Enterprise D had a lot of empty space on it.
Yes, I know. Which
I found fucking bizarre when I found out about it. It's full of empty space. Whereas in case we need it. All right, fair enough. Nerdy things.
I mean, Strange New Worlds could be good. I know that's got a third season. What I hope is here's what get rid of the stupid bloody funny cartoon whatever it is, Rick and Morty style one. The only reason people are watching that is because it reminds them of the next gen because they made it look like the next gen. It's not any good, right? Prodigy is quite good, right? It's a good kids show. It brings you in, and it actually has Star Trek morals about it, which is kind of good. Keep this, and for fuck's sake, do Star Trek Titan with Terry Matalas. Fucking do it. I love Shaw now. Hated him by the first ever. Now we need a grumpy fucking captain. We need Captain Shaw show. I am there for that shit if Terry Matalas writes it. Because I love him. I'm loving it. I love it. That fucking line in Picard's episode. Can this never stop throwing weird shit at me? I love that line. And I have a problem with modern vernacular in Star Trek, but I loved that line.
It's right. So it goes for swearing in Star Trek. It's only appropriate when it's funny.
Yes.
That's right. The rule for swearing.
Yeah.
Because if you go
should we
back
talk
to the
about-
other ones, every
should
time
we
it was
talk
done, it was
about
funny.
Picard season 3? Because I want to talk about, like, Gareth and me had a bit of a WhatsApp message, right? You messaged me, you were really excited, right? And I admit that I was excited about, spoilers, people, the Dominion bit, right?
No, not
was
the
it?
Dominion. They're not the
Well,
Dominion.
the changelings.
Changelings.
Right.
They said they were a breakaway faction.
I was tired, right? And this is what I mean. I think I'm traumatized by Kurtzman Trek.
I've just
right?
realised something, Keith. I've just
Yeah.
realised something. I'll tell you in a second.
I think I'm traumatized by Kurtzman Trek. So when I watched this episode, I was tired, I was in a bad mood, and like within 2 seconds of this episode, like starting, the crewman turns around to Drac and went, "This is your fault." And it felt really un-Star Trek, right? Had we not had Kurtzman Trek, I never would have noticed that, right? And then Riker dressing Picard down at the end, going, "Get off the bridge." Again, because of season 1 and 2, I've had enough of Picard getting talked down to, right? But then you went, "No," I said, I've got to go and watch it again. You said, "You're wrong. It's awesome. Go and watch it again," right? I did.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about all the other shit, and I went in with a fresh thing, and I went, "No, he's right. This is fucking awesome. This is the best episode so far." I'm turning off Kurtzman Trek. I'm getting rid of that. Okay, I still don't like that crewman turning around to Jack and going, "This is your fault." That's a little untrek. Like the de-aging was better on the 4K TV than it was on the computer. But sorry, that's Troy. 4 feet in the air. Sorry, Governor. Right, Troy went so English in that scene. How did that get through the edit? How did that get through the edit? She switched from American to Cockney at the 4 feet in the air.
It's more like Romanian. I've just realised something, and I hope he's doing what I think he's doing with the changelings.
Go on.
So who are the change? Right, so the changelings have got some axes to grind. Yeah. Federation, Klingons, Romulans. Who blew up Romulus, the star?
Who blew it up? The Borg.
It didn't happen naturally. It happened really quickly. It wasn't a natural phenomenon. Is he sitting there making sense of the shit that we've not had? Because that would make sense.
Yes.
If he ties that back, I will give him a round of applause.
You could be right here. I mean, look, I watched that episode again, and actually, I enjoyed it. I hope, we need a resolution to the Picard Riker thing, because that did feel uncomfortable. But I get it. I get it.
Hang on a second. I love the way the moment Riker became captain, he turned into a captain. He's just like some dick on the side calling shots. Yeah. The moment he comes captain, actually, now I've got to make sure everyone's safe and everybody gets home. Shit.
No, but I loved Shaw in this. We need a Star Trek Titan show. We need it. It is the show that we have been missing. We need that grumpy bastard Captain Shaw, who I love now. I think that guy, do not kill him off. Do not kill him off, Terry. We need him. That guy's the savior of Trek. But I mean, Worf's entrance. Oh my god. I've watched that scene 5 times. I love it. I'm son of Moog. I'm son of Moog, House of Mortok, House of Rijenko, what was it? Son of what's his face? Bane of Duras, Slayer of Garon. I made some chamomile tea. Would you like some sugar?
Right, hang on a second.
Brilliant.
That thing, right? It was great because, as I said to you, that's subtext. He turns around and goes, "I've done all these things. I can kick your ass and hand it back to you any moment." Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I'm civilized and I'm a nice person. All in one sentence. Love it.
I mean,
well-written bit of dialogue.
You got to wonder, had they ever done the Worf show when it was being written by competent writers, what it would have been. I hadn't realized how much I missed Worf. I hadn't realized how much I missed Worf and how much I liked Worf until that fucking scene. Because that scene, I mean, Michael Dorn, just what a fantastic... That whole scene was deadpan. Just deadpan. right? And how that guy didn't piss himself laughing, and all these things. It's like the whole Doctor Who speech, right? And then it's like,
Yeah.
I've made some chamomile tea. Do you want some sugar?
Do you know the best thing about
brilliant?
What do you call it? I forgot my fucking train of thought. Thanks, Keith. It was no, it's gone. Thanks. It was it was very appropriate, but I can't remember it now.
I was talking about Wolf.
Yeah, I know, it's gone. Because you wouldn't shut up and let me have me go.
Sorry.
No, that was it. No, I remember now. He's making me like Raffi.
Yeah.
That was the thought. He's making me like Raffi. Because there's a bit where he turns around and goes, we're going to go after him and we're going to stop this. And Raffi's like, yeah. And then she smiles. And they're like, love it. I'd like little character things like that. I love those little things.
And the whole 17 seconds. I get why we needed the de-aged scene. Totally get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Picard experiences the exact same 17 seconds when he thinks his son is about to die, and he reacts the same way. You see that emotion on his face and that acceptance and that whole God, I've got a son, I'm a father, and I'm about to lose him. You see all of that again without him saying a damn thing. See, Patrick Stewart, when he shuts his fucking mouth up about politics and starts acting, can fucking act. And that whole scene, everything was said just by his facial expressions. Everything you needed to know. There was no words. Again, last week we had that exchange between him and Beverly. This week, brilliant exchange between the two of them. No one was bad. No one was either right or wrong. Beverly had some points. She had some lame points, but she had some points. So did Picard. Mm-hmm. But that bit where he thinks his son is about to die, fucking, again, little character moments, but brilliantly done, brilliantly directed.
The other thing too, there's a little issue I've got with the special effects in the portals. They're too slow.
Yeah, I know.
They look way too slow. It's like, dude, hit the stop, hit the brakes. Oh, no problem solved. You can have these portal shit things all day. And I love the way they hinted at the portal was just a distraction for something bigger. Maybe something could destroy Star.
I don't know where we're going with this. I don't think, I'm not sure the changelings are the end game, or they are not the entire end game. I don't know.
No, they're not the entire.
But it gives us some possible.
I think they're there to wrap some spits up.
Somebody made a comment about seeing characters they never thought they'd see again. So I still think we're gonna get some DS9 cameos now that we've got the fucking changing, and we got a nice little Odo nod, which was nice.
Quark.
Get
Quark. Quark.
I've got a feeling it's going to be Kira. But it would be quite nice to see Quark. I think we might get Kira. Whether we get Kira in a Starfleet uniform or not is going to be interesting, because obviously the Bajorans have got more people in Starfleet, because they've made a point of showing us that in the first few episodes. I liked the little moment with LaForge's daughter and Seven. I thought that was great. Again, it didn't feel false. It didn't feel like womanhood. It felt genuine. And I really liked that. Watching this episode the second time, and I did go fucking yes, mate, when we saw the changelings. I did say fucking yes, this is awesome.
I was like, when he what do you call it, when he started melting, I went, no, oh, he is, oh yes, I love some of that.
yeah that's that was my reaction to it as well. They're telling me that the next episode is like holy motherfucking shit, so it better be good, boys, because Dave Cullen, everyone is building up episode 4, and there's that bloody scene that they've released where the Titan's falling in, and Riker's trying all this shit, and then there's this bright white light, and then it cuts. So what's the fucking bright white light? What's the fucking bright white light? Who is it? Who's here to save the fucking day? I mean, I still think somehow we're going to get the Enterprise A in it somehow. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that is in the end credits.
Yeah,
There's
okay,
lots of
well,
little
continue.
hints and clues there. Voyager is in there. Voyager is there. Still
Yeah,
think we're
I saw
getting a
Voyager in there.
cameo.
I saw Voyager next to A and another ship which I didn't quite recognize. The thing that gets me is the Shrike. Yeah. See, I think that the Shrike is from the future because of this. If you read Hyperion, the Shrike is from the future, and I think that she's Picard's daughter.
Buffering.
Ah, Keith. Keith, what kind of in there have you got? It's off the back of a car aerial, isn't it?
I don't know why it keeps dropping. But you were saying I did hear you.
Yeah.
I do think it might be. Yeah, you see, this is why I don't think it's just a change, because it does not explain what the Shrike is or what's going on there or the weird freaking aliens.
I think the Shrike. The other thing, I'm a bit worried that the Shrike is related to the one that Nero had in Star Trek 2009.
I don't think so.
You know that ship that he had, Nero had in 2009. That one was off the back end of modified Borg tech.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I don't think it's that, because I think Cullen wouldn't have been able to keep his mouth shut. I mean, he's already let drop that whole dream sequence with Jack and follow the things. You can go, wait until you see what's behind the red door. So there's obviously that's a thing that's going on with Jack. What I don't get, there's this thing that keeps nagging me in the end credits where we see the holodeck program and it's 10 forward. What's that all about? And that every week, what's the holodeck connection? What's going on there?
No, that's Matey Bob, isn't it? When you get the Moriarty.
Maybe. But we need to get the rest of the crew in. We need to get Georgie in now. We've got Wolf. We need to get the
Hold on a second. I would like to think that it's Q. I would like to think that it's Q, but they killed him off in the last season, and I'm not sure if they're going to disregard the whole season and just go, "It's Q." I would like that. It would put a big, if that big glowy thing is Q having a kip. Yeah, they'd be like, "Who woke me up? Oh, it's the Enterprise. Oh, I'm just having a sleep here in this nebula," and you turn around and you woke me up. Something along those lines, not so coarse, shall we say?
There's more to that nebula, right? There was white flashy light in episode in that thing, right? That kind of looks like Q, right? So, Stephen, you might be correct, because the thing that they've released, right? They're falling into the thing, and then you just see this white flash, very Q-esque, right? But then it just cuts, so we don't know, right? I would like it to be Q as well. I think that would be kind of cool. But it's got to be done right. And Q could just been screwing with things, because the only thing that was good about, other than seeing the Excelsior and the Stargazer, which were pretty cool, was Q's embrace of Picard. I kind of like that bit. It's the only thing I liked. But it would be kind of cool.
I didn't watch the whole thing. All I watched was a few clips here and there. I watched it on fast forward.
Watch the moment that Q says goodbye to Picard. It is actually quite good. But they made a point of biological, when they're getting flashed at in the nebula, they made a point of saying biological, and Shaw's like, what? What other weird shit? And that spurs the weird shit line. Why did they say biological? What the fuck? So there's something more going on in that nebula that we're going to find out about, I think. But apparently it is 3 acts. So Act 1 is the first 4 episodes. So whatever's going to happen, we're going to get a bumper of an episode. And that's what they're hinting at. So yeah, bring on episode 4. Really, the second viewing, really enjoyed it. It's brilliantly written. It feels like Star Trek. Actually, when you look at it dispassionately, it's quite cheaply made, but who cares, because it's just brilliantly written, brilliantly acted, and its captain's doing shit on the bloody on a bridge of a starship, which had
Yes.
Picard. You know, this is what we've wanted. And it's not just fan service. There's brilliant writing. There's things there where they do sort of take us. No one saw the changelings coming. No one saw the changelings coming back. That's epic. You know, no one knew they wanted the changelings to come back. Nobody knew we wanted to see a conclusion of that. But now that we've got it, we're like, oh shit, no, this is cool. You know, Wolf's little nod to Odo. Brilliant. Brilliant.
I think we might get a CGI Odo.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel
Nothing,
about that.
not saying anything, just like a salute and disappear sort of thing. Just to say we miss you, Rennie Aubergine. I can't even say fucking name.
We could get the female changeling because she's banged up, isn't she? We could get her. We could get her back. That again.
Maybe that's what they were rescuing.
Makeup on her. Maybe
that's what
I genuinely don't know. This is all out there now, and it's great that we're sitting here speculating about this shit, right? This is what we have wanted. It's not hard. It's not hard to please us, right? There's always going to be fans, right, that argue over what was a good idea and stuff, but that's fine. Fans love that.
That's what fandom is.
Shit, but that's what fandom is. We're arguing about story points. Some of us won't like it. Some of us, but what we're not arguing about is stupid wokeness, stupid writing, and stupid acting. All of that bullshit. No, there's none of that there. I mean, the only thing that I found egregious so far was that thing right at the beginning, but it was a floating thing, and I can forget about it. That's the only thing that so far.
You're allowed one.
Yes, you're right. You're right. It just felt Kurtzman track, and I was like, and I think that's what really got me in a mood the first time I watched it. But I did laugh out loud with Worf's entrance. I laughed out loud even more the second time.
All right, so let's make some bets. Yeah, so you're going to bet the Q is at the bottom of that nebula.
I would like it to be Q. I don't think it is. I would love it to be Q. I think it's something connected to this biological bullshit that they said to Shaw. I think there's something else going on in that nebula.
Right. Brought back the changelings. I can't remember the number. Was it species 84721? Could you imagine it? Because think about it, yeah? It feels a bit fluidic spacey.
They could go there. I
don't would think be a shock. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. But it would be like kind of what the.
I do think we're going to get Janeway. I do think we're going to see her. Even if it's like on a screen, I think we're going to get a cameo from her. I think we're going to get some cameos from some Deep Space Nine guys. It could be Bashir. It could be anyone. Bashir would be cool. I actually quite like to see Chief O'Brien. That would be kind of cool. We might. You never know. We might. There's connections back to the next gen. I could see Mataris doing that. Who's Jack's brother? Wesley.
No, don't. No, that would be terrible if it was Wesley down the bottom there with the creepy pedo type space traveler person. Yeah.
Again, I don't see them bringing Wesley back, although it was filmed back to back with season 2, so you never know because Wesley can't act, and it was terrible the scene that he was in. He's lost his ability to act.
He never had the ability to act.
Yeah, but he's different. He's different in it. When you saw him in there, he was the smug sort of character that he was in what's his face? No. What was he in? The bloody my brain is not working.
Town called Eureka. He played a smug scientist that they were all fighting against. Yes.
Oh yeah, he was in that. But he was in Sheldon and what's his face?
Okay.
You know
I never liked the West. That was the one thing I fucking didn't like about the Star Trek Next Generation. Yeah.
What, Wesley?
Yeah, I really couldn't stand him, and it's weird because they did Sequest DSV. Yeah, and they did pretty much the same character, but I liked that character and hated the dolphin. Get rid of the fucking dolphin. All right. That's a blast from the past. Sequest DSV.
Yes, I know. I've watched some interesting stuff on that. I don't know. I don't know what's at the bottom of the nebula, but it is something. I think we're going to get something here. Maybe we'll get the inclusion of Geordie and Deanna at the end of this episode. They kind of got to do it. We're a third of the way through. And at some point, we're going to get Data. We know that Moriarty's coming. How does that fit into it all? There's a lot more to come. There is, we're only 3 episodes in, and I think the next 7 episodes are going to be even more fun. I just, at the end of this, if they know what's good to them, if they want to start making money, right? Put Metalis in. Announce a Star Trek Titan show with Metalis head writing it. Announce that. You will get subscribers, because word of mouth is that Picard season 3 is really good and people are watching it. So, this is all you need to do. This is all you need to do. Look at what House of Dragon did. This is what you've got to do. You want to make money. It's not fucking hard. You don't need to spend huge amounts of money on Star Trek in order for it to be good. I bet the budget for season 3 of Picard was significantly less than Strange New Worlds and a hell of a lot less than Discovery. And yet it is way better than both of those shows put together. That's all you have to do.
Shall we end on a slightly sour note?
Go on.
Peter Pan and Wendy.
Don't you mean Peter Patel and Wendy?
Right. So it's like kind of, they're intentionally. No, we're not. We're just picking the best people. And then you see Peter Pan, and it's like kind of, dude, the Lost Boys can't even be the Lost Boys. Now, if they were clever, what they could have done is they could have moved it into the modern day, and then he's just taken up the name Peter Pan because he heard someone else had that name. And he's fighting a different captain. Yeah. And you could have done that. And I would have accepted that because that makes sense. But this, when it's like when you've run out of fucking words to describe something.
I just started laughing because I didn't know what it was. And it didn't open with Peter Pan. No, it opened with Wendy. And I went, okay, Wendy, is this Peter Pan? And then, she's in Never Never Land. Don't play it. Don't play it.
No. I'm gonna because I'm gonna do. I'll do the look. See, but she goes. Lost Boys, but not all of you are boys. And I went, oh God. I mean, seriously. Did you go to university for 10 years to write that fucking line? Yeah. I mean, and there's Peter Patel. I'm sorry, right? It's annoying. It's annoying because I just want to put the following thing, because before this actor gets told that he needs to lean into the fact that everyone's being racist towards him, I imagine he's probably okay as an individual. He's going to get shit. I blame Disney for using him as a human shield for their crap moralizing.
Take it, but it's not moralizing. The whole fucking thing is that, little Indian boys are out there and they need to identify with these characters. It's a Western character. Why do they want to identify?
Hold on a second. There's plenty of Indian folklore that they could actually steal and repurpose, like Disney always did. Why are they not doing that? Do you know why? Because they're creatively bankrupt. Yes. They have no idea. Yes. They are absolutely clueless when it comes to doing all of this. But
I watched it. I just went, oh my God, I won't be watching this. I won't even go anywhere near it. I did watch The Mandalorian. Let's see, I've got my thing here. It wasn't good, but there was one scene that I kind of liked, and even you would have liked it. There is a bit when they're in hyperspace, and I admit that it got me a little bit excited. And Grogu's sitting there, and Mando's asleep, and Grogu's looking out, and you got the hyperspace whales flying by, just briefly. And I went, ooh, are we going to bring in the Rebels bit here? Because I admit that I would like to see that, but that is like the first time we've seen them, and it's like, I know that Thrawn is coming. And I have to admit, I'm kind of excited for Thrawn. especially because I know who they've cast that. They've done again. This is where Dave Filoni's quite clever. He cast the voice actor, who just so happens to look like Thorn. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool.
I just have to play this because this is how I see The Mandalorian.
Oh no, we can't do our mission because we're out of milk. Guess we better get some at this new planet.
I love the dog.
Hey, we just need to get some milk.
We don't like Mandalorians, but we'll give you some milk if you kill the warlord monster bandit that's been using our Wi-Fi. Okay, well, here's your milk. Wait a second.
Oh no, Baby Yoda drank all the milk.
It does look like my dog.
That's how I see every episode of The Mandalorian. I'm sorry.
It was even worse than that. It wasn't good, Gareth. It was the shortest opening episode, and it wasn't good. And people keep saying, "Oh yeah, but this is like the best thing that Disney's done." No, Andor was. I'm sorry. Andor was. You didn't watch it, so don't claim that The Mandalorian is the best thing because it's not a fucking patch on Andor. Andor again, well written.
As I said, Andor is if the BBC made Star Wars, because that's what they'd produce.
It's true. But no, again, Disney Plus losing lots and lots and lots of money, and it's going to catch up with them. It's going to catch up with them. It's catching up with Paramount by the sounds of it, and it's going to catch up with them.
Already caught up with Warner Brothers.
Yep, I can see a way out for Paramount. There is an inkling, but they've got to be intelligent, and they've got to employ the right people. They've got to employ competent people. You can make shows low budget as long as they're well written. You do not need to make these shows look like they're the most glossy thing in the world. We don't need like these huge elaborate sets in Star Trek. We just need good writing. Star Trek 2, the Wrath of Khan, made for $11 million. It is still widely considered the best Star Trek film of all time. It was the cheapest one to make. Why? Because it was really well written. And really well directed.
I remember when I was a kid, I'd make a Lego Enterprise and a Lego Reliant and blow the Reliant up. Sorry, poor Reliant Lego. Get the crap kicked out of you.
Again, there was moments, and I love how Matthias weaves in those little sounds from the Battle of the Nebula, and there's those little chorus lines that they subtly put in there to bring, and it's totally done on purpose, right? But that bit where she's chasing the Titan back into the nebula, and the camera pans over the ship like that, and then you just get that slight hint of the nebula music from Wrath of Khan, and then you get that from the motion picture. And people, who have always dissed the motion picture, going, "No, this is really cool because this reminds us of Star Trek." And there's a lot of motion picture sound effects. There's a lot of this is the other thing. Why do we keep getting Vija sound effects? And they are very much there. I'm slightly suspect on why we keep getting Vija sound effects, but there's a lot of them in that nebula. Like there is a lot,
Okay.
So just saying, I will be like, if it's Vija that's the white flashlight, I'll be like, well, I didn't see that coming.
Vija was huge, though. It was the size of a solar system.
Yes, and also possible Borg. Which, if Metalis does that, because it's in literature, if Metalis does,
no, I wouldn't do that.
No, I don't think do that. But I'd love to speculate about that. I think it's possibly Q, but they killed him off. Or a Q. It could be a Q. It could be another Q. I don't know.
There are other Qs. We know there are other Qs. No, Q had a baby.
He did
because he wanted to do a jiggy with Janeway. Oh, I'm such a nerd.
You're right. Nerd. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know how the Titans going to get out of it. They clearly do, but I don't know how. But I know it's going to be cool.
It's whatever's at the bottom of that thing. So it could be species, whatever it is from thingy. We should have been given a name by now. Might be a wormhole pointing at the Enterprise A.
If it's Kirk.
If it was Kirk, it would be the same as having fucking Luke Skywalker turn up in The Mandalorian. You know that, don't you?
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. No. That
It's not going to be that, though, is it?
I know that they've said we're going to get Enterprises in it. That was dropped like a long time ago before anybody's seen that. That's the one thing Cullen hasn't dropped. We're definitely getting the Enterprise A. That you can tell. Matalis fucking showing space stock that way. It was like, oh, this dude loves the original series movies, right? This dude clearly likes those movies, right? He's going to find a way to weave that fucking shit. The Titan looks like the Enterprise A, right? And the Excelsior, right? That dude is going to get the Enterprise in there one way or another. You know that. Right, and it's going to be cool, and I'm going to fucking go yes when it does, because it is going to be one of those moments, and I'm all for it. And if Picard walks onto the bridge of that fucking ship and goes engaged, I'm just going to melt. That's all I need. I'm a Trekkie. It's all I fucking need. Why don't Paramount understand that? This is all we've needed. And it is good. Seriously, Biff, you look, if you're listening still, watch it. If you haven't done, it is good. I had a problem when I first watched it this week. I admit that. Gareth, thank God, made me go back and watch it again, and he was absolutely right. It's fucking awesome.
Next week will probably be better, hopefully. It's going up. This is what I like. It's a good TV series that goes up.
Even though I was in a bad mood, on Thursday, I was like, oh, I want to text him. I want to text him because he's going to fucking love this. He's going to love this. And you actually text me back. And it was like, and then when you said, Changeling's awesome, I was like, he means that.
Do you know what I did Friday?
Means that.
Friday, I pulled myself into a meeting room. I was training an AI on how to read certain documents, and I had it playing on my iPad. So I was sitting there just telling the AI, go here every time. Look for this thing every time, because it was annoying because you have to when you're training it. You have to find it inside the document. You can't just do a search for it, yeah. And it's a pain in the ass. But as I was doing that, I just had that on the background, which put me in a really good mood. Yeah. So
look, the second time I watched it, I kept going yes, and I was like, no, he's right. I was in a bad mood. It's really, really, really good. So it's God, I've needed this. I've needed a show like this, and I hadn't realized how much I've missed something like this. Something I can geek out about, that we can speculate about, that we're not complaining about. God, we've needed this. And we've got it. I hope that Doctor Who, the 60th, is like this. I don't think it is, but I hope it is.
I think it will be for 3 episodes.
You might be right. You have right. He said though. Do you saw what he said this week about? He's confirmed that they're bringing back spin-offs.
Fucking hell! Do Doctor Who first, Russell.
Yeah. He's already said that.
Just concentrate, Russell.
Well,
do you know, he's brought back fucking Stephen Moffat, hasn't he?
Well, if he's got Moffat writing a couple of episodes for him, he can, go and do Torchwood. Moffat writes best when he's not show running. It's true.
Moffat wrote good when he was show running as well. The bad ones, the bad Doctor Who's, were the other writers. And still, if you stacked up his series against Russell T Davis's series, Moffat's got bigger. If you rate 1 to 10, Moffat would score higher. We haven't had. We were supposed to have that, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
you're right. We do need to do that.
He's also wrote more too, so he wouldn't just by volume.
Biffa says, "I have watched Picard, episode 2 and 3. Good. And Steve is saying he's waiting for episode 4 now. Oh, I'm waiting. I'm going. Come on. I'm going to be there the minute that damn thing appears on Thursday. Bomb! I'm having it. Stop all work.
I have
Need
to
to
wait
know
till
how
Friday
that-
morning, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I won't spoil it. It was very difficult this week, but I didn't.
What you call it? Just on another note, Biff brought up a thing called Wandering Planet 2. He said it was high-end science fiction. I, as a nerd, and this is a nerd, not as a geek, would politely disagree and ask you to look at the following bits of television. Doctor Who with the planet Mondas, because that thing turned into a giant planet with thrusters, only beaten by Gold Planet. Then Doctor Who again, Pirate Planet, a giant planet that can scoop and consume other planets. Transformers, the episode Megatron, alters the space bridge to move Earth into the sun.
He's taking the piss.
Galactus, when
Oh, I knew you were
Galactus
going for Galactus. I knew you were.
Ego by strapping a couple of thrusters on him and launched him out into space. There are more, but I will keep quiet. I will give it. I will give it a watch because I think it's coming to Netflix, so I don't have to go outside, which is useful.
I have to say, you did recommend Lockwood and Co. on Netflix, and I have started watching that. I've started. I'm on episode 4. I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. So good recommendation.
Yeah, it's what very YA. It's Buffy. I would put it in line with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It has different. Yes, it also has Hunger Game vibes to it as well. In the fact that these kids have been sent out to die. You know, there is that aspect to it, which I always wonder. You know, fucking hell, these are white young person novels. They deal with a lot of fucking serious shit. You know, but no, I'm enjoying it. I'm actually genuinely quite enjoying it. So it's something to watch. So I caught up with everything else that I had to catch up with this week. There was a few things I had to watch and get out the way, and I've done all of that. And now I'm enjoying this. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, good. But when you finish, we'll have a short talk about it.
I've played less PlayStation this week, although I have downloaded a shitload of games, and now I need to go and get some extra storage. I got BioShock 1 and 2. I got Destroy All Humans. Actually, looks pretty fucking good, considering it's a PS4
remake,
game. They've done something with PS4 games. They have done.
No,
PS4 they fucking gave us Horizon this week, the first one. So I'm going to go and play that because I want to know what everybody's banging on about. And they gave the PS5 version.
The PS5 version of Horizon.
Yeah, got it on the deluxe. I got it on the deluxe. It was free. Didn't pay for it. Horizon Into the West, isn't it? Whatever it's called, the first one.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Guzzo. Hey, Guzzo. It's like our tweet of ours.
Hey, Guzzo.
I haven't heard from him in ages. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I gotta find if that's the choice in game. That's a good free game this month.
It's there.
Well, I say free game, subscribed game.
Yeah, have you got like the full fucking fat PS Plus bullets?
No, I've got Xbox Games Pass. Xbox, got there first, so naturally, I haven't got the full fat version.
I think I got it on the full fat version.
Yeah, I've still got February's games on mine, but because you haven't got an Xbox as well, then it's not an issue. Yeah, because I've got Atomic Heart is my next big game to play.
I am loving this more. I don't think it's worth 200 quid, but I am loving it. It feels nicer. I like the broomstick missions. I just find them so much easier on this. The rubby grip, my hands don't sweat as much. I've nailed all 3 of those now. I've got the fastest times on all 3 of them. I
did that first time every time.
You're better.
Do you know why? Because I bought a bloody broomstick off of a goblin. And
why did you do that?
Sold me well. Bought the broomstick from a goblin.
Yeah.
There's a bit in them. I can point you at it on the map. I just need. I'm at the point now. I need 12 I think I need 12 pages, 12 filled pages, and I've got all the collectibles. And I mean
Nice.
all the collectibles, the Demiguises, the Astro tables, the lot. I've got them all. I've done the
Nice.
Merlin trials. I actually like the Merlin trials. I must be a weirdo because it feels like busy work, but I enjoyed the Merlin trial things that, so get the green moths and put them in the moonstone bits and all of that crap.
Nice.
But yeah, anyway, I think we will stop it there. And we will say goodbye to the good people watching, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, thanks to everybody in the chat, and we will see you. Yeah, next week. Need to talk to you about that. I'll see. I'm not probably here next week, but I will see you the following week. Bye.
Bye.